Hello everybody, and welcome back to the range. Tom here, and today we are doing this Hot Wheels 1968 Shelby Mustang GT500. I've had this thing sitting around for a while. I'm not a big Mustang fan, but I thought I'd give it a shot and just try to do something a little different with this. So, why don't we head on down to the range and let's get started. I had a sort of a plan what I wanted to do with this Mustang. I just really wasn't for sure. I had some decals laying around that were for a Mustang, so I ended up using those in the end. I wanted to go a dirt track style with this. Whether I got it or not, I don't know. You can be the judge of that. I did a lot of customizing to it. I had some custom parts that I built onto it. Did my little thing to it. Of course, you see here I'm following down the posts. The normal routine. I tap and drill the holes. Get the screws set in there. Get them ready. Because, it didn't take me long, because right off the bat I started, just after I got rid of some stuff, because, I drilled out both posts because I thought at first I was going to need them. But then I found out later on, as I was looking at it, I'm like, well, I plan on doing something with the hood. So I'm gonna have to get rid of the front post. After all that drilling, I put this big old engine in there, and that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, yep, time to get rid of that post. I had these wheels that I ordered from eBay, I got these from eBay, I think. They look like dirt track wheels. They're the same kind of wheels that I had on my 61 Impala for the 4-horseman build. Haven't seen a recap for that yet. I know Paul's probably been busy, so he's probably be on it. But I wanted to go this style. It was the same size as the stock wheels, so I knew these are the right fit for this car. I had some axles that I got from some of my parts that I got off of eBay. So it was easy. I didn't really have to do a lot with the axles. I thought I'd use these up instead of using up all my .32 wire that I had for the axles, even though I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to use them. I got some wire that I'm going to be using in my next video, which I'm actually already in the process of filming. It's already in its paint stage. I just got to get all the video footage together and start editing. And I don't know why, I'm just kind of trying to knock out these videos just because it's something different, something to do. Whether I've done it before or not, I'm actually trying to get it to where, like, I'm doing a build. I want to keep doing a build before the 4-horseman build, because I'm really stoked about doing that one. And I have chosen a winner for this month's giveaway build. And this month's giveaway build winner is the Weekend Warrior. So hit me up, Weekend Warrior. I know you watch my channel. Congratulations. My next build's going to be the giveaway build. And like I said, it's already in the stage of filming. So be prepared to see that one almost immediately after I post this one. Well, maybe not. Maybe about a day or so after. But congratulations, Weekend Warrior. Hit me up on Instagram or hit me up here and we'll get to talking. But I went ahead and cut out the majority of the interior of this thing, because I wanted to make it like a dirt track racer. I wanted a racing seat. I wanted a roll cage. I even put some NOS bottles in it. So, I had some NOS bottles I got from Benchwork Toys a while back. And, I was just, I don't know. I just wanted it to look like something I'd race. And being a Mustang, you know, I wouldn't race a Mustang. I'd race a Camaro before I'd race a Mustang. But that's me. So I already had a plate set up where I put the NOS tanks on, you know, filing down the inside so I could put the seat in and put the NOS tanks in, get them prepped and ready, you know, because the interior didn't take me long. And, you know, I literally got that into paint almost immediately after I got it done. And I didn't touch the base. I didn't paint the base. I left it as is. You know, I didn't want to do anything with it. You know, here I am putting the NOS tanks in. You know, it's already looking cool. And I put some little wire in there, make it look like the hoses for the NOS. But I don't know if you can really see them, but, you know, they're there. And yeah, I'm kind of fidgeting with the roll cage because, you know, I had to cut it down so dang short, and I had to shorten the width up a little bit because it wasn't the right size. It was too big and it wouldn't fit with the window on the windshields on it. So I had to modify that a little bit and get that to fit right. But all in all, it came out and it looks really good. I was really happy with the roll cage. You know, I'm kind of running out of my small styrene tubes or stock, you know what I mean. But I'm going to try to get some more of this style because I use a lot of it for roll cages and, you know, other things. But, you know, I'm trying to get the NOS tank area to fit. So when I put it down on the base, it's not going to, you know, bulge out or anything like that. I got the wheels already on there because, like I said, I didn't touch the base, so I went ahead and just kept the wheels on. You know, putting the back roll bars on for the roll cage. You know, got those set up, and that's the funnest part, honestly. I think is just trying to make a roll cage. Roll cages are, you know, they're not difficult to do, but you know they're not the same. You know, it all depends on the casting, like how the casting is formed, how it's shaped will depend on how your roll cage goes together, you know, and that's why, you know, you put it piece by piece. You don't, some people build it because they build it off camera and then they fit it in and it works perfectly. One of these days I'm going to actually build my own custom Hot Wheels from scratch. And what I mean by from scratch is I'm going to build the base, I'm going to build a roll cage for it. You know, I might take bits and pieces off of other cars and make it a clean car. Pretty much one of my junkyard builds. So yeah, it's going to be another junkyard build, and eventually, I don't know when that's going to happen yet, but I want to try to do a car this time around. Because I've been seeing all kinds of videos on people combining different cars and stuff, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to try something. I might even make my own interior and go from there, you know. This is a pretty decent casting. I didn't really find any casting lines on this car that needed to be filed down. You know, I'm taking my steel wool like I normally do and just smoothing it out and cleaning it up. And all in all, it was a really nice casting. Great details, and it was fun to work with. I'll tell you that much. It was really fun to work with. And you know, I wanted it to have a big motor sticking out, and the motor I took out of a Camaro that I had, a 71 Camaro, I think is what I had, that I took it out of. But before I started drilling and stuff, I noticed that I had to take the post out in order for me to be able to cut through it with the jeweler saw. You know, I had to get rid of it, so I started cutting some areas around where the base of it with my Dremel tool, and then I took my jeweler saw and cut it the rest of the way. Then I switched back over to my Dremel tool with a sanding cylinder on it and sanded it down to the point where it would cut through pretty easy. And you know, yeah, you see here I'm using the cutting disc, kind of grinding it down, and that's when I decided to switch over to the sanding cylinder. And it took forever. It really did. It took forever to get this sanded down and smoothed out. but I wanted to make room for the engine. And luckily enough, I still had the rear post I could attach to. Had to trim it up a little bit so it would fit perfectly. But all in all, it actually came together really simple. It was actually just kind of everything flowed together, the wheels and everything. I ended up, after I drilled the hole and filed it down, I had to do a lot of filing to make sure that the engine would fit, whether I was pulling it up out of the top or pushing it down to the bottom, whatever I had to do to get it to fit. And see, I'm not the normal kind of guy. I don't like doing just wheel swaps and paint jobs. I like to do radical style paint jobs and, kind of do a little custom work to it. Everything I do usually has something custom to it. Either I put a roll cage in or, something just to make it where it doesn't look like the original, like how it was when I first started. And, like I said, I've had this Mustang sitting around a while. And it's been a while since I've done a Mustang build. I was about ready to say I haven't done a Mustang build on my channel yet, but that's wrong. Because one of my giveaway builds was a Mustang with a wide body kit and stuff. It was painted Irish colors and stuff like that, which I was really happy with as well with that one. But I didn't go that route with this one. This one I went with a different route, and that was the hardest part, trying to determine the colors I wanted for this car. So while I'm doing this, I'm actually watching a video on my computer about different, color schemes and different patterns and all kinds of stuff, just trying to get an idea of what colors I wanted to go with. Because like I said, once I was done with the interior, the interior went straight into paint. By the time I started that, I found out what colors I wanted to do it. And actually, no, I think I painted the body before I painted the interior because I wanted something to match what I was going with. And, all in all, it turned out really good. Everything looks good. You can see the roll cage from the window. The engine looks in a good place. I got this wing that almost looks like a Pikes Peak version wing. And I put it on and, just wanted to go with that. And, I just got to remember I got only so many of these and I got a Pikes Peak build coming up for the 4 Horsemen. So I want to be able to use that wing for it. I got a couple other wings I just not really comfortable using right now because they're just different style than I'm used to working with. And I can't really modify them to make my own, if you know what I mean. But I did a lot of test fitting, with the screws in it, with the engine in it, with the interior, the whole 9 yards, because I wanted to make sure it fit properly. And what I'm getting ready to do now is I'm making fenders, some wide body fenders. I've done it before on one of my truck builds. I think the flip top Nissan, or not Nissan, but the Chevy pickup I did the same thing with that one. This is the second time of me doing it. And, I took this large round styrene that I had, cut it into 4 things. I cut them wider, thicker than what I needed to. But I do that for a reason. So, I can get it to where I want it instead of it being already too small. Kind of filing it down to nothing. And all in all, it looks great. I really like how they turned out because I made them really small, as you see here. I did all 4 of them the same size. They look magnificent. I love how they turned out. And it's a real easy way to do wheel wells. And, I was sanding around the edges, just trying to get rid of some of the excess glue that came out of the top or the bottom, just going from there. And like I said, I'm not a Mustang fan, but I wanted this to look really cool, and I'm glad it turned out really cool. Yeah, I'm going back over it with my steel wool because, you know, some of the glue and stuff like that, I had to kind of clean it up a little bit because it got smudges on it, and, you know, that kind of normal thing you do when you're working on it. But, you know, at first, you know, when I went to get ready to start painting this, like I said, I'm still determining, trying to figure out what colors I'm gonna paint it. And you won't see me actually doing the steps in painting, because I just went ahead and just painted it, and just kind of started taping it, and then did that and painted it again. You know, it's got a really awesome looking stance to it already. You know, it looks mean, looks like something that just barreled down a track. And I think I was getting this idea from the Mustang in the Dukes of Hazzard movie with Johnny Knoxville in it. I was trying to, you know, I think I got the same year, just the decals, as you see here, is number 13. I don't think they were the ones that went with that one, but they said they were. But that's alright. It didn't bother me none. I ended up putting them on here, and it even looked good with the colors I went with. And that was the biggest thing, is, you know, making sure that the decals went with the colors. And, you know, I know there's a lot of me sanding down, a lot of me filing, and a lot of me, you know, doing little touch-ups here and there, because I'm wanting to get it ready for paint. I'm wanting to prep it. I'm wanting to do whatever I can to have it ready to start painting, so I don't have to keep going back over stuff as I'm going through the build. And I've already painted it. You know, I got the gold and masked off the gold and put like a wicked pearl red on it. You know, before I clear coated it, I'm painting stuff that I wanted black, like the fin and the wheel well, or the fenders. I've already painted the headlights, you know, because I'm giving it that. It honestly, I love how it turned out. It turned out a lot better than I was expecting. You know, and this red and gold color, just with this wide racing stripe, actually it just looked cool, because the way I was trying to do the racing stripe is I wanted it a little thinner, but I didn't have a big enough piece of tape that was wide enough for the centerpiece, so I just kind of widened it a little bit more. You know, I painted the interior the same color, pearl red. I'm painting the NOS bottles right now blue. And, you know, I went around it in black, so it didn't, like, look all red, you know. It kind of, the black helped the red stand out. You know, I painted the racing seat a little bit black. The seats in the back are a little bit black, not all the way. You know, I painted the dashboard and, you know, the steering wheel. And, you know, I had to wait till the blue dried, and then I was going to go over it with some silver and some orange tips for the nozzles, you know, just to get those detailed. You know, I took my metallic silver, painted up the grill that would stick out the front. Yeah, I'm taking a red marker, and I was trying to brighten up the marker, or the red, the brake lights and stuff, but it didn't really work out that well. But here I am doing the fenders black, and honestly, it's really starting to come together now, because that was the big thing, is, you know, the paint is what helps make the car. The wheels is what helps with the paint. You know, you got the right kind of wheels on the right kind of car with the right kind of paint, man, it's gonna look awesome. And that's what I try to do. You know, I try to make it to where the wheels, like, and that's what I do. Like, I'll look at the paint, or I'll look at my wheels that I'm choosing for a casting, and then I'll go usually from paint from there. And my next build, I can't really say, but it is the giveaway build, and I'm working on it right now, but I'm not for sure what it's gonna look like when it's done, because like I said, it's in paint phase right now. I already know what colors I'm gonna do with it. You know, just kind of like how I'm doing here. You know, I'm touching up the NOS bottles with the metallic silver, trying to make it look like NOS. Got the orange tips already on it. And I'm just going from there, you know, I try to get a little bit better with my detailing for the cars. You know, running this like wire, like I said, for the hoses for the, you know, NOS bottles. And what I'm doing here, you know, I know I'm kind of trying to stick with the build of the video, is I'm laying down some micro set for the decals that I'm putting on. I got the hood decals, and luckily enough, they were already cut. They pretty much were already the way I was hoping they would be. So I didn't really have to do a lot of cutting after I put them down. And I didn't have no Q-tips at the time, so that's why I'm using paper towels, you know, trying to dab it around, trying to get all that excess out. You know, I'm getting the side decals on. I didn't put my Caliber 50 Customs decals on there. I didn't want to do that. But I had a lot of trouble trying to get it lined up, you know, on the right side that I'm working on now. I had a lot of trouble trying to line up the decals to get it exactly right, and it just did not want to go on. But finally I got it on there. You know, I'm working on the other side, and you know, I've already clear coated it before I started doing the decals, and this side went on a little bit easier. You know, the number 13, it's starting to look really cool at this moment. I love how it turned out. You know, the paint was like spot on. Like, I couldn't have chose a better, you know, paint scheme. And now what I'm doing is I'm putting some micro saw down over it to kind of help it blend in with those grooves, and you know, the usual stuff to help it, you know, fit into where it needs to be. But you guys remember what we started off with. You know, I didn't like the purple, didn't like these flames on there. The 68 Shelby Mustang GT500. Nice car in real life. But like I said, I'm not a big Mustang fan. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you love the final results. And here we are. Let's check it out. And I'll see you next time at the range.